Hello everyone, welcome back to our monthly review of A Course in Miracles. Today we are covering April's lessons, which run from 91 to 120. So let's get into them. So just a quick recap of what we've covered. In January, it was the foundational lessons. Those were the ones that were shifting our perception. Then in February, we were taking responsibility because we knew that now our perception had been changed and we started practicing that truth. And then in March, it was practice, 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 because that is how we realize the truth. It basically builds that strong belief in what we're doing, and that really sets us up for April. What is April all about? It's about forgiving and letting go of all of the grievances. Because yes, we can step into that, we can practice it, we can be it on our own, but when we get out there into the world and we have to mingle with other people and all of these situations come, then we have to practice the forgiveness and all those grievances that the mind will bring up with what's wrong with the world or with yourself. So we need to let go of all of those so that we can really become peace and happiness. That's what we want in this world, and that's how we do it, by releasing all of those things. So let me just cover some of the key lessons here. I'm not going to go through 91 to 120. That would just be too much. And if you've been following the course up to now, you will have already covered those lessons. So the key ones I'm going to pick out is lesson 91, which is miracles as seen in light. You are the light. When you see your brothers and sisters in light, you're not going to see the problems in them. You're going to realize you're the light of the world, they're the light of the world, and that's when miracles can transform. Lesson 93, light and joy and peace abide in me. At all times, those elements are there. Light and peace and joy. They abide in you. It's just pulling those to the surface and just allowing them to bring that truth of who you really are, not letting the distorted mind and its meanings pull you out of that truth. When you sort of silence yourself and you go into that stillness, those are the true essence, those true beautiful elements of you that will rise to the surface. Now, lessons 94 and 110 are I am as God created me. Why? Because that is so important. Realizing that God is this forgiving, non-judgmental essence, beautiful source, which you are, which I am. We are that. And when we know that we are, as that beautiful source of energy created us, we can't be anything else. That is the truth of who we are. So reminding ourselves of that regularly, and for the other people around us when we see those people as these light beings. Because yes, when we see them opposite, when we see them as a problem, we can kind of pull that out of them as well, because they have their own judgments about themselves. So if you start judging them, it's like you're just pulling that into the full grandness of what that can be, that illusion, and it causes so much suffering in this world. We see it throughout our world, through the news, through all of these things, where the ego has run wild, where we've started judging, where we've started wanting to control things, to have power over things. These are the elements we want to release. We want to realize we are as God created us. We're not what the mind is making us believe we are. That is the illusion. Which brings us perfectly into lesson 97, which is I am spirit. You are. That's the true source of what you are. You're not the body. You're not the ego mind with all its thoughts and perceptions and the names and the things that you've given to yourself and the experiences that you've tacked on and made real and added into your personality. You're not any of those things. You're spirit. You're alive. You're this beautiful light energy with peace and joy, remember, that resides within you. That's what creates the miracles. And when you tap into that by being still, staying in that peaceful place, that will naturally just arise. And then finally, I wanted to cover lesson 107, which is truth will correct all errors in my mind. Because the truth is that the mind is just a rambling observation that's created meanings. It doesn't really know what anything is. Why do you think we always have that question, like, why am I here? What am I doing here? Because the mind doesn't know. The mind doesn't have any of those answers. It's guessing all the time. It's using past things, it's predicting that, putting that into your future, and then you are never present because you're always in one of those elements. You're either in the past thinking about what's been, or you're in the future thinking about what could be because of the past, what could come into your future, and you miss that present moment, the light, the truth. Once you stay still, stay in that peace, see the light in others, even though they could be doing all of the things that the mind is telling you is just annoying, frustrating, a problem, da 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 da. Let all of that go. The more you can practice doing this with this segment of lessons, the more that joy and peace will naturally just come to be, and you'll be happy. You won't have all of these pulls in different directions. It is a practice. I know it is. Every day we get challenged with something, but that is what we do. We stay on track. We stay as peaceful as we can, because when you operate with that peace, you can see things so much more clearly. It's like a snow globe. When you're riled and thinking of all these things, it's like you can't see for all the snow everywhere. But when you get still and allow all of those thoughts to just drop, that's when the truth is just as clear as that water. You see everything for what it truly is, and you become that peace. So that's what April is all about. Practicing, forgiving, and letting go of all of those grievances. So I hope that really helped to solidify what you've covered in April's lesson, so then you can move forward into May knowing that truth and step up to the next notch, which I'll be covering next month. Hope to see you all there. Take care and have a wonderful month.